Yesterday, obviously the best game of your career. How frustrating has this season been for you? You know, being active, being inactive, and finally getting to play as much as you did yesterday and produce the way you did.
Um, you know, um, I choose not to really worry about that type of stuff, things that are out of my control. Uncontrollables. Can't really worry about them just because, they'll, tick you off or, push you to think anyway or make you feel a certain way about yourself. So, I try to stay away from really just putting my mind on the things that's bad or the things that haven't happened for me this season. But every time I go out there, I just put my best foot forward and continue to grow, continue to get better. So for me, it's just, just getting the reps. I feel like repetition makes perfection. So, just doing it a lot more times, just helped me out. And, ultimately helped me out in my play yesterday.
So, where do you think you've grown the most from the time you got here to now?
I really don't think it's much on the field. I always felt that way about myself that I can make plays on this level. I feel like it's more off the field, just really having a process. I feel like at the beginning of the year, honestly, before my ankle injury, I feel like I was kind of winging it to a point. Not necessarily getting in the facility as early as maybe I needed to, or just going off of somebody else's routine. That and no offense, ain't where I want to be. So I had to take it into myself and find my own process. And ask guys, that have been doing it at a high level for a minute now. What their process was, and just configure my own. Whether that's workouts, eating right, stuff like that.
So, when did that finally all come together? You putting that process together for you to find out what works for you?
I feel like really when we got back from London, is where I really started to try to find that. And when we got back, inevitably it just so happened that I hurt my ankle. But, I feel like my progression would have been going straight from there. But just really probably after we left London, after I sat out the Patriots game, just for some wrongdoings that I did. But after that, it kind of made me take a step back and look at it from the outside looking in. So I had to change some things.
Was there a particular player or two who really helped you kind of get focused in on your process?
Really just like Eric and Josh really, Ham, they all really just kind of took me under their wing and really just, I see Eric's here all the time early. I see Josh here all the time early, and they've been doing it for a high level for a long time. So, just seeing that, obviously it makes sense for me, to try to make some process of mine. So, that's all it was, just being able to pick and choose what things that they do that I like, kind of just making my own plan.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Justin, followed by Jamal.
Hey Mason, I wanted to ask you about the sack celly. When did you know you were going to trip out after you did it, and how much have you practiced doing that dance?
I mean, I knew it's been for a minute now that the next time I had got one, I was gonna trip out just because, it's something close to my heart, something from home, try to put a little swag on it, from a little some Louisiana swag on it. So, I kind of been on it for a little minute, but I'm glad it came true this time.
Are we going to see more of the trip out cellies if you get more sacks, or are you going to
Oh
switch
yeah,
it
for
up?
sure. For sure. That's one of them. That's one thing that I intend on doing. That I might come up with something else. Who knows?
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Jamal.
Hey Mason, have you ever lost this many games before in your life?
No.
How frustrating is it?
Um, it's definitely frustrating. Um, it's really frustrating, and it's even more frustrating to know that a lot of guys work their tail off every day. Just to see that and not see, everything coming to fruition. It's hard, definitely. But I feel like I feel like even though, we losing and the bad thing about it is we losing by close margins, but I think I feel like everybody, is choosing to try to stay positive through a tough time like this. But yeah, it does suck. I've never, like I said, I've never lost as much.
Is it tough to, I mean, do some guys start looking ahead and saying that, 2 games left, let's get the season over with and start looking at next year? Is it tough not to do that at times?
I feel like I feel like I feel like that's kind of more individual. For the most part, though, I know the guys that I hang around with, or that I be around with. None of them really put their mind into that. I feel like at this point in the season, the different, the NFL. What I've learned, your film is your resume. So whereas if you're gonna be here, if you're gonna be somewhere else, you got to put good film on tape. So I mean, for some guys, yeah, I guess they might get into that mindset, but for the majority. Like I said, I know that they continue to work, continue to grow, and try to put some good film on tape and make plays.
And one last thing, you and BT, what's it like seeing him ball out this year, over 1,000 yards already?
Yeah, man, it's amazing. Me and BT came to school, came to LSU the same exact year, same exact recruiting class. So it's amazing to see him, just grow. Not even on the field. BT been a baller, man. Even before, I know last year was his, kind of his year to pop out and everybody started knowing about him. But BT been a baller ever since we got to college. Even in high school, me and BT played in the same district high school football. So I mean, I've been watching BT for a minute, and likewise. But it's amazing to see him, balling, and continue to grow, man. And the cool thing about it is, like, I mean, y'all don't know BT like that, but like BT always been a real quiet person forever. Ever since I ever met him, and I've been knowing him now for going on, 4 or 5 years. Um, and just to see how much he's grown off the field is, to me, um, is what really cool. Just to see him open up, and really, show his personality. Like he shows personality with me and a couple of other guys, just because we've been together. But like just to, put more of his personality out there, and just be him, be himself. That's what I like to see.
So when he starts talking trash after a big catch, that doesn't catch you by surprise.
No, because that's him. That's really him. But to the outside world, BT, quiet and everything like that. But that's real him, man. He always been like that. It's in him. It's born in him.